Hello guys, and welcome back. In today's tutorial, we won't be doing much code. We're just getting a basic window and also showing you the PyCharm, the IDE I'll be using. So I'll be using PyCharm, which you can download from this link. I used the community, although you can get the professional if you want to pay for it or use the free trial. But the community is probably better if you're not gonna use any of this other extra stuff or whatever the professional includes. But anyway, I set up a new project with this main.py file. As you can see, I also got Pygame into our project. So let's start making games. So first of all, if you know anything about a Python module, you'll probably know that I have to use this import statement. So type in import Pygame. And if you don't understand what this line of code does, it just tells our program, hey, we want to put Pygame into a project, so can you please put this into our project so we can use it? Now, in any Pygame application, we always have to initialize Pygame. So to tell Pygame that, hey, we're about to use you, so get prepared and all that. So we need to call the Pygame.initialize function. And this also initialized. So right now, the only thing our program does is just get Pygame and initialize it, which basically does nothing. So let's make our window. Type in screen equals to pygame.display.setMode. Now set mode is what creates our display. And in these parentheses, you have to specify in pixels how big our screen is in pixels. So we have to make another pair of parentheses in order to do that. So first of all, the first parameter in these parentheses is the width. Now I'll just do 800. Then I'll have to do a comma to tell Python, hey, now we're going to enter the second parameter. And this is going to be the height of our window. That'll be 400. Now, even though it may seem like we're done, it's not done quite yet, because if we run, it just opens up the window and then closes it. We need to add a game loop so it keeps our window open and doesn't immediately just close it. In order to do that, we have to make a variable to keep track if our game loop should keep running. By default, it should be set to true, so when we activate our game loop, it'll automatically start running. So here we can type in for event in pygame.event.get, which just gets all the events that are happening in the game. So things like key detection, mouse clicking, and button pressing, and all that stuff. Then we can type in if event.type equals to pygame.quit. Which basically pygame.quit means whenever you click the X button. So whenever we click the X button and we want to exit the program, we disable a loop, which will require us to put a running value to false. Now finally, we want to update our graphics to the screen. Because what Pygame does to draw its graphics is that, first of all, it draws its graphics behind the screen and then it flips the display back to the user's display. So right now, think of it as like PyCharm. So PyCharm is rendering everything on the back of your monitor that you can't see, and then what PyCharm is doing, and then flipping all the graphics back to you so you can see it. So you have to do that too. So you have to type in pygame.display.update, which flips all of it back to the display. So now if we run this, as you can see, we have a window. So the first thing with this window is that everything inside it is black. And second of all, we have this icon with Pygame window. So maybe let's try changing the title, and we'll go over how to change the icon a bit later. But for now, let's try to change the title. So let's click out of this. And right next to where we declared our screen, we can type in pygame.display.setCaption. which basically sets the title. By default, it's set to Pygame window, but we can change this to whatever we want. So let's just maybe name it to window. If we run it, now it's called window. We can also we can also add a bit of color to our window. So instead of being black, we can make it white, maybe red, green, yellow, purple, whatever. Now we have to use RGB to specify the color value for how we want to fill or add colors to a background. So whenever we fill our background with color, this is called clearing, and basically we're clearing all the graphics so the graphics don't repeatedly render multiple times. So not only is it kind of necessary, it's also cool. Now, if you don't know how RGB works, R stands for red, G stands for green, and and B stands for blue. And basically, you have to specify a value between 0 to 255. Now, in our case, I'm just going to specify 255 for all the values, which will make white. But if you want to select colors from a color palette, we can go to your browser. We can go over here. You can type in northschools.com. We can go scroll all the way down to color picker, and you can select what color. And then once you have the color you want, you can copy this value and then go back to PyCharm and we can start filling. So I'm going to type in screen.fill, which is going to clear. We have to make another parentheses and then paste in RGB. So this will do is fill our background with that color. So as you can see, our background is filled with that color. Nice, right? Well, we can change around with the values and get different colors. So maybe we could change this to 200. Or maybe we can make this to 0. And yeah, we can basically change the color to whatever we want. So if you just want a black window, you just make it all zeros and you'll get black. If you want a white window, then make these all 255. And boom, we got a white window. So that's our basic tutorial on how to get set up with a basic window that has color clearing and can be set to a caption. We can change the icon, but then again, we'll go over that a bit later. Bye guys, and I'll see you in the next video.